questions. With Valentine entering the portal, how tough is it when you put in years recruiting a guy and never get to really see him actually play for you? Just the reality of the sport today. And then with that QB depth, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, that part's difficult, because the old school in all of us has all the great memories of the guys that we coached that, maybe weren't ready in the beginning and they progressed and got better and you got to see the end of that. And so, yeah, it's part of it now. You know what I mean? It's just part of the world of college football at this current time. And I think, for me, and our coaches, the one thing we've talked about with our players is putting our energy into the people that are here. It's easy to get wrapped up in all of that, right? Who's entering the portal, who's doing this, who's doing that. The reality is every college football program in the country is dealing with it, and we can either put all our attention into, who's doing this, who's doing that, or we can put our energy into the guys that are out here working and competing and getting ready to go play in this game. And that's, and to our future recruits. And that's, that's been our message. So, and that's been our kind of message, not just to the team, but to ourselves as well. And so, yeah, you'd love every guy to come through and be able to see it through, but that's just not the reality right now. Quarterback depth, Miller stopped the game, and then Jake will be the number 2.
How do you feel about the state of quarterback recruiting these days, just in general across the sport?
Yep.
I feel like there's a lack of patience on both sides, players and families and coaches. Just what do you think about where it is right now?
Yeah, it's a unique position because most people just play with one, and it's probably more than any other position. It's so many people try to project out what they think is going to happen down the line, and you think that you got to have all the answers right at the beginning. And the reality is it's competition. You never know. It's fluid, and you never know what's going to happen. And that's just kind of part of the position. And so yeah, listen, there's a lot of this that philosophically and the purist in me, there's some parts of it that I don't know they're necessarily great for the game, but it's also, we all got the rules right now. We all know what you can do, we all know what you can't do, and we got to all make do with it. And so we'll continue to be a great place to come play quarterback. I know it's probably in some ways advantages us over other people, and we'll use it that way. But yeah, I think there's parts of you that all the moving around and all that, you don't love it, but it's what it is.
On the other side of the ball, with Tackett and Damani, what was the situation with them?
Oh, I'm not going to get into guys' individual situations. Everybody kind of has their own reasons for wanting to look around, and at the end of the day, you gotta respect it. You have the conversations, and then you go. And the reality is, for us, having people that are dying to be here at USC, that are dying to be USC Trojans, is first and foremost. And we've talked about it with these guys. Look, we're in a really unique place right now. We're gonna have had almost 6 weeks since we played a game. We're having, obviously, not just one small change on the defensive staff, but a pretty large change, obviously. And then we're kind of caught in this period where transfer portal and NIL have even gone up a level in terms of kind of the craziness and the impact on it more than ever before. And so it's just going to be part of it when you have the changes that we've had, and it's going to be part of it when you've had this big, huge chunk of time like we've had. And so my energy goes into the people that are here. No bad blood, no ill will to anybody that's not, but we're going to move on with those that are dying to be USC Trojans, because at the end of the day, that's the only way the history here turns around. That's the only way that some of the struggles in this program over the last 15 years turn around. It's going to be with people that are dying to be here and that are passionate about this place. Because if not, you're going to have this kind of constant back and forth. Sometimes in, sometimes not in, and a lot of times that's where mediocrity comes from in the first place. And so we're identifying the ones that want to be here, want to do it, and the ones that don't, we certainly wish them the best.
You guys have added a couple players on the defensive side of the ball too, just through the portal. How do you feel about the changes, just in general, the additions that you've had, coaching-wise and also player-wise?
Well, I can't talk about those guys. We're not prepared to talk
Maybe
about those guys specifically, but yeah, listen, I'm excited. I think at the end of the day, with the 3 hires that we've made up to this point, I think if anybody were to say those are going to be the 3 guys you're going to get them all on one staff, I don't think anybody would have believed you. And so excited to really get going full speed with those guys. It's unique now because part of you feels like it's almost like you're halfway into this year and halfway into next year, and it's kind of this unique situation that we're all in. So I'm really looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to so many of these young guys, new guys that are with us right now. They're going to get a way different and in some ways probably better opportunity than they've had all year to really go showcase themselves and to go play. And then I'm also looking forward to being able to kind of fully move forward with this defensive staff, getting everything finalized there, players, coaches, everything. So yeah, there's excitement about both parts, but it is kind of unique right now, kind of feeling like you're a little bit in between.
Do you anticipate making any new additions to the staff, and will the new guys that you've hired be involved in the game planning for the bowl game at all?
No, they're not going to be involved in any. I felt like that wasn't the right thing to do at this point. And so, they're around. They have opportunities to see our guys, to come evaluate the practices, to spend some time with our guys off the field, to try to get to know them. It's still not finalized on the defensive staff. Still a fluid situation. Still in the evaluation process there. But yeah, it's been great to have. Coach Lynn's been here for a little bit, and then great to have Doug. Great to have Coach Hans. Both those guys were here today. Today's their first day, so awesome to have them on campus finally, and excited to get going full with them.
When you first got here, like you said, NCAA Portal, we're still kind of in the early stages, and now, like you said, it's kind of taking a whole new level. Have you seen your, recruiting approach or even portal approach evolve over the team recently?
Well, I think everybody's is evolving a little bit right now. It is. I think no matter where you're at, it's certainly a little bit different. I know the recruiting approach, for us is going to be, again, centered on people that we feel like have a passion to really be here. And I think because, to your question earlier about the quarterbacks, like, you want to have guys that are hungry to get on the field right away, but also guys that have a mind to be developed and have a good sense of reality there. And I think that's kind of the niche that we're looking for, because we've always felt like development is one of the hallmarks of our program, one of the strengths that we have. And so the other half of that, you have to do your job. The other half of it is you have to have people that are willing to hang in there and go through what it really takes to develop and become a really good player at this level. And so I would say that piece has even become a bigger part of our evaluation process in terms of kind of what we're targeting. And I think this class upcoming has a ton of that. And the reality is we're in some ways, and I think in transition from how we felt like we had to build it in the beginning, which kind of where the roster was and how portal heavy we went in the beginning. We knew we wanted to be competitive early and have a chance to win, have a chance to do some really good things, and we accomplished that. Now it's starting to shift to like really how we want to build it, and the best way, which is a little bit more into the high school, the developmental, stacking great classes on top of each other, and then using the portal here and there where we need it. And like I've told you guys before, I think that's going to continue to taper off as we go on. So yeah, that's it's kind of this is the fun part. This is when you feel like you kind of firmly got your feet on the ground here. You know what we want to do. We'll continue to adapt as all this changes on the outside, but also stay true to the core things that we believe that are going to make this program what it has been, and that's what we come here to do every single day.
We spent a lot of time the last few weeks visiting defensive prospects. Is that more so than in previous years for you? Is that kind of reflective of your commitment to prioritizing that side of the ball?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair to say. In some ways more just because there was a few less of us to do it, and so some of it is just a numbers game too. But I've always seen all of our defensive guys. I mean, that's I don't know different that way, but in some respects, some of the conversations and all that a little bit different because now it's a new coordinator, new vision, new philosophy. Really everything on that side of the ball, and being able to share with all these people, why we made the changes we did, why we brought in the people that we brought in up to this point, and on our vision for what our defense will be here at USC, and it's been fun to share that message, to get feedback from it, and there's a lot of people that are very excited and hungry to be here and be a part of that.
Thank you, Coach Riley.
Thanks, you guys. Yep.